I think what we're all saying is we're going to sit and watch. We're going to wait and see because we can't do anything else except.
I'm not going to wait and see. I mean, this guy is told us he's a retribution. He's going to be a dictator.
There's nothing to be done until you know what you're fighting. It's pissing in the wind doesn't help. You just get a wet face.
But I mean, what I'm saying is I have no false expectations that at 78 he's going to all of a sudden turn into another human being. And I'm not going to spend. I spent weeks telling people that he was apocalyptic. I'm not going to change now because it's still the same man.
Not treating every single thing like
I think that's when we lose credibility.
Well, here's the thing: you lose credibility in many different ways. If you don't know what you're talking about and you accuse him of something, then they're going to blow it back. That's why I say we need to wait and see exactly what you're going to do.
So you heard us talking about RFK Jr. being the head of HHS. What do you think about that appointment?
The executives will nominate and bring in those who they believe will move their vision forward, and everything from the fluoride issue, I believe we should have fluoride in the water based on what my experts are telling me. But let's be clear, we have a real problem with our food in our country. And we need to watch what we're feeding our children. And
what is the major problem, do you think?
Too much hormones. Many people know my, I almost lost my sight with diabetes. The doctor told me I would be blind in a year. I was going to lose my fingers and toes. And it was my food. It wasn't my DNA. It was my dinner.
But JFK Jr. ate RFK Jr. ate some pork and now he has a brain worm. Is he the person that should be in charge of that?
Yeah, well, let's
food?
Right. And let's understand this also. In all of these agencies, there are thousands of employees and experts that understand these topics, and there are rules, there are regulations.
Mayor, a lot of them want to resign. When they see some of the people that are going to be on top, I think there's going to be a mass exodus of people who have the institutional knowledge and the institutional memory and DOD at HHS. Who wants to work under a cook?
And let me respond to that. If we love our country, then no one individual should take us away from our mission.
Yes.
If you dedicated your life to a particular place, I dedicated my life to law enforcement. So if a new commissioner came in that I disagreed with, I was not going to say, I'm going to resign. Let's love the country. Let's love our cities. Let's get away from the rhetoric of the professionalism that we know. Those are experts in this. They're going to look at his proposal, do a real analysis, and make these decisions. It happens every day.
Shouldn't he have a background at least? He should have some kind of background in this type of thing.
Let me just... Okay, so Mayor, when Trump returns to office, he will actually have a lot of power with the Republican-controlled Senate and House. He suggested at times using the National Guard to target the enemy within, and key members of his last administration called him a fascist. But you've defended him. Can you explain?
No, I defended the rhetoric that we're using across our country and what our children are listening to and what we're doing. We've reached a point in this country where we no longer want to engage in conversation. They were even calling him Hitler. That's an insult.
That was only his vice president.
That was an insult. That was an insult to the millions of Jews and others who died. We know what Hitler did. And what I said to our country, when I'm on the streets talking to my young people who are protesting on college campuses, wearing Hamas signs and calling for the destructions of groups, I said we have to bring down this rhetoric. We have to start engaging in conversation. You know, Obama said it right, and I agree. This is not the divided state. This is the United States. We're the greatest country on the globe, and people are watching us and name calling.
But do you think Trump should have brought down the rhetoric? Because
everybody should.
Well, let's start at the top then, because maybe it trickles down.
Everybody should. Everybody should.
Yet again, another win. So, Eric Adams, and I just had to play that clip for all of you. More importantly, Whoopi Goldberg came out to defend Trump on a recent View episode. It's weird. And it seems like they're getting enough lawsuits, or they're just having a change of heart. I don't know. I think it's the lawsuits. Whoopi Goldberg came out and said, well, we don't know that yet. You can't judge yet. You don't know what he's going to do. It's complete 360 from what they were just pushing. I feel like that's because Trump and his team has been litigious. Whoopi Goldberg has received enough backlash from that bakery gate, we'll call it. And Sonny Holston just had to read back out the defamatory statements that she said about Matt Gaetz and had to prove that they were false. The View as a whole has been taking losses, but media has as well. I don't know if people are aware. It was just announced that Donald Trump might throw out conventional media and start placing journalists like me in the White House to do these press questions. Media as a whole is just dying. And they're all now throwing out the white flag, submitting to Big Trump. It's not random, because America has become more conservative. I'm going to beat this dead horse until it can't be beaten no more. America is becoming conservative. It's cool to be conservative again. The culture has came back to the conservative people. The reason being, liberals dominated too much, and the youth is a rebellious group. Young people like to rebel. When liberals dominate college, media, pop culture, music, it no longer becomes a rebellion. It becomes the system. They have led themselves into becoming the things that they claimed they were fighting against. They are now the power that liberals used to fight when they were hippies. You can't be a freedom fighter and fighting for the system. They've lost the culture. They lost the youth. They've lost their own people. We're about to witness more and more people submit those white flags because, in my opinion, it's so over. We are entering a new era, the end of the clown era, hence why the circus music is playing. Get excited. Get ready. Click the like, comment, and subscribe button and the notification bell so you can stay updated.